This week, we talk about our 12-week cutting challenge, and that's all we're going to talk about. Let's get into it.
This one me?
I don't have time for any screwing around.
It is me.
It's all cutting, baby. Yes. So,
yeah, we haven't done this yet, but we need to set some more ground rules.
Yeah, let's get everyone up to speed.
Last night, I thought of a bunch of different questions.
Okay.
Because you're like, it's only going to be about body fat. I'm like, the fuck it is.
I don't sound like that.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot
As
of
everyone
factors.
can see, I don't sound like that.
As everyone can see.
All right. So, so last week, I challenged Dewey Longford Firestein to a cutting challenge since we're both getting a little fluffy, and I felt like we needed to snap back.
Yeah.
We need to snap back, get back on track. And this whole episode is going to prove that, even guys that focus on this crap like nonstop, it's still tough.
Right.
And
right.
Have you ever seen that meme where it says the journey to success and it's like straight up and down and it says actually and it's like this?
Right. Right.
That's kind of what this whole thing is for everyone. There's nobody that pulls this off in a full linear fashion, right?
No way.
So this was my effort to...
It's kind of like the iceberg one too.
Yeah.
Or what people see and then what's underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we've talked many times about cheat meals and stuff and how you can just destroy progress. In one weekend, you can destroy a couple of weeks worth of progress, or one cheat meal a week, you can destroy the entire week's worth of progress.
Or how much in 10 days you can skew your pre numbers before the contest.
Right. Yeah. You were at how many stadium dogs did you have?
Whatever they had.
Right.
It wasn't the stadium dogs.
Give me one of everything.
It wasn't the stadium dogs as much as it was the 64-ounce Summit EPAs with 600 calories and 9.5% alcohol.
Exactly. So we're going to basically talk about the parameters of this challenge.
And add a few.
So what we decided to do was go 12 weeks, which is basically February 1st. And it's right around 100 days too.
Yep.
So February 1st is when we're going to cut.
And it's not necessarily, and that's what I wanted to discuss too. We need to change the nomenclature. I don't think it's a cutting challenge as much as it is a transformation challenge.
Recomp.
Yeah, recomp.
It's a recomp.
That's inside baseball jargon.
Yeah, I call it a cutting challenge just because that's what everyone knows what that is.
That's kind of has negative connotation, though.
It does, because it's like if you're
you're crashing.
a wrestler trying to get under to hit a certain weight class or whatever, or if you're a bodybuilder trying to hit peak minimum body fat for an unsafe, period for a couple days or whatever, just for the competition. I mean, that's what this is based on.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're not trying to be dangerous about this, and that's why we're making it so long.
Long and composition.
Right.
Like one of us can't just go on a water fast.
Right. It's not just weight loss.
Right.
It's not straight show up and be way less, because anybody can do that. I mean, you could just not eat.
Right.
So what we want is a lower body fat percentage, which means you have to maintain your lean muscle mass or grow it.
There's the key.
Well, the body fat amount goes down. That's why, to me, this metric of body fat percentage is really the main thing to be judged by. So
that's why I was kind of hoping, and in some of our befores, we would have taken actual flexing.
Oh, right.
Because when you get really lean and you start to get the serration and stuff in your shoulders, well, that is going to have a lot to do with judging before after.
Sure. But we're trying to keep this, so it's it's binary. It's like there's a winner and a loser, right? So it's got to be a metric that, and basically what we're going to do is have the doctor, tell us. So, just to step back a second. So here's what we did. So we went in yesterday and we got 3 different body fat measurements taken. They do the in-body, the bod pod, and the dunk tank, the hydrostatic weighing. So we had all 3 of those done. And when I had this done before, I remember he said the bod pod was kind of an outlier. So we'll have to decide if we want to use all 3 measurements. If one of them's wacky, maybe we'll throw out
Yep.
if on both of, and he said basically if the numbers are within a couple percent of each other, then they're consistent. But if one is an outlier, then maybe we can throw that one out or whatever. But we'll talk about that. We had them all taken, and we told him to don't show us the results. He's going to hang on to them. And you were kind of like, what?
That was a weird twist.
But I like
I
that
didn't see that coming.
I want, I want people to, I want us to just have to fully commit and not knowing where we're starting, except for just guessing and just kind of visually. And we're going to look at some pictures and
I'm not guessing. I mean, like I said, I had just gotten one.
yeah, you know more than me where you're at, but I just think that adds to the drama of it when you
But
you don't know where you're starting because you don't know.
Because I'm interested to see. Oh, right. It adds to the drama because you don't know. Where do I got to be?
How much did I lose? Yeah,
Where do I got to be?
right. Because you don't know how much the other guy's going to lose
Or
and you
has to lose.
right, and you don't know where you were, so you just it's completely like you just got to go for it.
But I also think if this isn't the case, but it's not fair for you because I probably have more body fat to lose. So it's not fair for you for me to come in at, say, I'm guessing, I'll guess right now, I'm probably about 19%. If I'm at 19% and I go to 10.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a 40% drop.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be easier for me to do.
Right. Well, that's why we're doing this.
Right.
We'll see, bitch. That's what I say.
Right. But if you're at, let's just
Easy.
for argument's sake.
Easy.
For argument's sake. No, I'm leaning towards you. So for argument's sake, what if you're at 14 and have to get to 10?
Yeah.
I win, but we're at the same and we both look great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the pictures need to be part of the judging. I think that needs to be at the end. Maybe we let listeners vote or
have that factor in, so it's not.
Yeah, it can't just be the body fat percentage.
Okay, well, we can argue about that for 12 weeks.
Right.
But so as it stands right now,
one of us might tap out by Thanksgiving.
Well, that's why that's one of the reasons we made this 100 days.
Right.
Is because you're like, well, I'm not going to starve myself on Christmas or whatever.
I'm going to starve myself on any of the days.
Yeah, well, exactly, because and that's we're going to get into the strategy
Work my
here.
ass off.
Because you want, if you screw up over Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, you want to have some time to get those gains or losses back.
Right.
And we're not trying to kill anyone here. So we want it slow and steady is the name of the game here. You can't just go all balls out animalistic and be in the hospital next week. And that's why we didn't do the just straight weight loss. It's got to be body fat percentage. So you have to target dropping the fat and maintaining or growing the lean muscle. So let's get into that. But
go ahead. I'm just gonna put this in the day timer. Then we'll be able to have a countdown. I can screenshot it and I can show it.
Okay. So we don't have any other news items to cover this week, but I saw this. It's Halloween this week, so I saw this funny vegan meme here. It says, "Vegans on Halloween be like," and then there's a bowl of broccoli on their front step, and it says, "Only take one." I wonder what vegans do. Well, I guess candy's vegan, right?
Right.
So they just give out whatever. Okay, so let's talk about our experience of getting our body fat percentages tested.
It was very old hat for me, except for the dunk tank. I had only done that one time before.
That's pretty cool.
And honestly, I don't care for it.
Are you like claustrophobic or
no,
what?
I'm not. I can hold my breath. And, one of the things that I did in the military is qualified to go to pararescue school. And to be able to do that, you had to swim underwater the entire length of a pool.
Oh, that's like if you
I'm fine.
are in a parachute, then you land in the water, then you got to be able to. Is that what para means?
No, para means that you are the people who go and rescue the people who crash, the Air Force pilots who crash in the water. So you have to be able to swim and get them. And so you had to be able to swim the entire Olympic length.
So what didn't you like about it then?
It was very... I wasn't ready for it, but it was going underwater and then breathing all of your air out while you're crunched in like this was very claustrophobic inducing.
Okay, here let's watch that so people can see. Okay, so I took some vid.
And so again, any questions about the technique?
Just straight down and
Yeah, take a deep breath, bend at the waist, blow it all out. Okay, we'll do it like I said about 3 to 5 times. Okay, whenever you're ready, try not to touch the side of the tank or the bottom of the tank.
I think the hardest part was.
No longer hold your breath. Again, try to be as still as
I think the
possible.
hardest part was.
Everybody go on YouTube. I'm showing this video of Dewey doing his dunk.
I think the hardest part was trying to concentrate to act like you need to make yourself weightless.
Right.
Like balancing and.
Right, so you're not bumping and grinding, scraping against the side and causing friction.
Right.
Okay, so it's above the 10.
So basically, he's taking a note of where you were started.
Above the 10, you were 3.
Well,
What does it even mean?
I think it's where you start versus where you
sure.
end up when you're exhaust all your
How was
air.
that? Did you do
I
good?
did hit my head though.
He said, "Don't hit your head." I hit my head.
Yeah, you're just too big for that thing. I thought you were going to be like the Hulk and just be like, just bust the whole thing and flood the place.
Get mad at me and
So yeah,
Hulk smash.
Everybody go on YouTube and watch Dewey. So basically, you do that 3 times, and you're suspended in this little cage, and it's got a scale. And I think what he does is he takes the difference between.
Well, what he did is you do it enough times. Yours was 3.7.
Yeah, you got to get the same
So
measurement 3 times in a
You
row.
got 3.7, like all first 3.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, he doesn't have to do 5. I'm like, well, thank Christ. 3 was enough.
Right.
And then I only had to do 3 too, but
Yep.
it was.
He's looking for consistent readout, and then he subtracts those and runs some.
But being
calculation.
underwater after expelling all of your air and staying there,
Yeah.
I can do that. But I didn't know how hard I was going to be bent over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's not
That's
comfortable.
a twist. No, that's what
not
I'm saying. It's not
comfortable, yeah.
comfortable at all.
No, definitely.
And I didn't know, like you said, I was too big for it. I didn't know if I was going to get underwater.
Well, think about it. They have football players in
Oh,
there.
for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
they got big athletes in there. So you're not the biggest guy that's been in there, but they have some offensive linemen.
That are 6'6".
Yeah,
That who
300
their
pounds,
heads
you know.
over that crossbar.
Right. Yeah. So I'm surprised that tank isn't a little bigger, actually,
Right.
when you think about it.
It's probably old.
Okay, so let's look at. Okay, so here's a picture. Everybody go on YouTube to watch these visuals. Here's a picture of the bod pod. Now, this you have to take your jewelry off. You got to. I'm not sure why, but you have to wear a swim cap, but you don't have to in the dunk tank. So I don't know what that is, but it's this air pressure method. Yeah, it increases the pressure inside, and then it.
Make some funky ass noises.
I guess the theory is that the density of the different substances in your body will react differently to this pressure, and the difference between a natural air pressure and the increased air pressure, they can somehow deduce. And then, of course, based on your height and weight and everything, they can.
And
deduce.
that pretty accurate description is probably why it doesn't work.
Yeah, because if anything, and I asked him, I kind of interviewed him a little bit while we were doing this. I said, which one of these is typically the outlier? And he was like, boom, bod pod.
For sure.
So if you're going to do only one, don't make it that.
Right.
I think it's a good data point to have.
Sure,
And
sure.
if it's consistent with the other 2 numbers, then
Then it's just like with tracking anything. You just need a baseline.
Yep.
And you can tell if it goes up or down.
Exactly. Yeah, if all you have is a bod pod, that's fine because it can still go up and down, but it's probably not as accurate
Right.
as the in body and the.
So yeah, I don't care for that one.
That one I didn't like. I don't mind the dunk tank, but this one makes you feel weird because it's kind of like you're in a plane and you're going up in elevation and
You can just hear it boom.
you get the pops and you're like, is this gonna like malfunction and like explode my liver?
Right.
Or my eyeballs?
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden you're watching me and the whole window's going to turn to blood.
just brains. A small amount of brains leak out.
It is, but it's like that little.
Or like Arnold in Total Recall.
Oh right.
When he's on Mars and then needs no atmosphere.
Ah.
Yep, exactly. So
That was one of his finer.
So now, in case there is any somehow still dry vaginas, this will cure that. So
yeah, what's with those hats? And I'm like, oh, swim caps for the dunk tank. No, you don't even need them in there.
Yeah,
That's just for the bod pod.
Yeah, we both have awesome hair, and then they make us
Right.
wear these things. What are they doing to us? So there's one thing I'll say is this process. You got to let go of your ego when you're in there, because especially
when they bring the female student teacher.
And
It's like, shit.
you're wearing nice, like actual, like loose swim trunks. I was
know.
wearing the full on athletic.
See.
They told me wear the full on tight, super tight.
You've done it before. Rookie mistake. I always wear swim trunks.
Gosh, yeah, I should have. If I would have known that, but I didn't want to skew the results.
Even Tommy Hilfiger.
So I actually went and bought those before my last one.
Oh, really?
So those are compression shorts because they wanted to not. I don't know what it does, but it must affect.
So we'll keep
results.
this one, and then this is the one we'll recreate.
Yes, right. We got it exactly.
So I'm gonna go buy the same shorts in a triple X.
Yep. So, okay. So now let's look at Dewey from the side. So everybody go on YouTube, check all these pictures out. So there's the before picture.
My calves actually look normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's Okay. So actually, while we have this up, I have the Athlean X visual reference. So this is a good chart.
Yep.
So if you were to guess based on this picture, where do you think you're at right now? And now that's the side. So let's pull up the front here. So based on that, compared to over here.
I do have good hair. I'd say the 24, 25.
Yeah. I mean, I would have never thought you were that high, but then when you look at the numbers on this chart, it's like,
what if
it's somewhere between this guy and this guy, the 16, 19 guy and the 20, 24 guy.
Sure.
So I'd say probably.
And when I just had it done,
I'd say 20% if I had to
full
guess.
disclosure, when I just had it done, I was 19.
Okay.
But I was.
But that was 27 pretzels ago.
Ooh, that was a lot of beer. And and that's where, and this is for entertainment purposes only for people at home.
Yep.
This isn't, don't go after 100 days and see what I or you end up like and say, oh, that's easy. I can do that.
Oh, this is not going to be
because this is inflated.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of food and carbs that I ate the last week would kill a small village.
Or feed a small village.
I don't think they'd make it. not with the beer. But Buffalo Wild Wings was like, you go now. Yeah,
you went off. Like in preparation for this competition, you went off.
I knew I had to get super high glycogen stores because for every molecule of glucose in your body or gram, the body stores up to 5 grams of water. Right. So if you need to gain weight quickly, what do? Eat a bunch of fucking carbs.
Right.
Because you're going to retain all that water.
Yes.
So when I weighed in here at 230, I'll be 223 by the weekend.
Yep. Yeah, you're already, this is a logarithmic curve.
Right.
I mean,
and I can look.
The first few percent are going to be easy.
Well, yeah. I'll be the 16, 19 guy before Thanksgiving.
Exactly. But the trick is to get down to this guy.
No, to the 8 to 10.
You're going for 8 to 10. Okay.
Yeah. I'm shooting for 10.
So I think you can get down to even let's say 13 easily.
Right.
And then it's the 13 to 8. That 5% is fucking rough. Ooh. That's where the dedication.
That's not for the week.
That's where the dedication comes in.
And I don't know
the consistency.
And honestly, I don't know if a guy could get from 20 to 8 in just 100 days.
Right.
Without sacrificing copious amounts of muscle.
Right. We're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
So let's look at me.
Because I'm not going to. Full disclosure. I'll lose the bet before I don't feel my workouts.
That's right, you will.
Because I'm not.
That's right. Prep yourself now. Okay, here's me. So there's from the side.
I'd say we're exactly the same.
God, yeah, it's. God, this is embarrassing.
This one isn't. The other one was. This one doesn't bother me a bit.
Exactly. No, I think I'm right there with you. I think I'm between this guy and this guy. I'm probably at 20, 21, 22 maybe. Yeah.
You look exactly like a man, only smaller.
Very good. Yikes. So.
Well, that's why we're doing it. Because even the guys who obsess about it all the time, still, just shit gets sideways.
It does. Like I said, it's not a linear path to victory. It's up, down, up, down, up, down. And we're kind of backs a little bit. We're in a valley and we've talked time to recommit.
And we've talked about this in detail. and I'm going to make a huge excuse right now because fuck it, I have a microphone. I can make excuses. I look at myself in the mirror, and if anyone on the planet has a realistic view,
non-funhouse mirror.
Yeah, right. A realistic perception of what they look like, it's me. And
meaning you're not like, fuck yeah, I look good.
Right.
I mean, you're.
Or the other way. So I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, fuck, I don't look good. But I'm not the 35 to 40 guy either.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're just being accurate. You
Right.
think you're objectively accurate.
Right.
You're not like what's it called? Body dysmorphia.
Right. Right.
Where people are 5% and they think they're 30.
Right.
When they're really ridiculously lean.
Right.
Yeah.
So part of the problem is I blame, and we've talked about this before, and I say this somewhat tongue in cheek, but somewhat not.
Yeah.
I blame society because I walk around all day and I see nothing but 35 to 40 guys.
Right. So relatively, you're like,
I'm like, I'm 20. Fuck off. I'm fine.
I'm doing good. And plus with clothes, here's the other thing too. Seeing us both like right here with shirts on.
Oh, right.
We look pretty good.
Right.
You know,
it's different when you get the shirt off.
And then you cut to, you cut to this and you're like,
right.
Eh.
Right.
Can you put your shirt back on?
Right. It's with the shirt on that kind of pops out a little bit.
Right. I mean, you still got wide shoulders, but then you see the gut. You're like, I was expecting this guy.
Right.
The 8 to 10%
because
guy.
with the shirt on,
it looks like that's what's under there because your shoulders are broad enough to cover up the excess fat.
But the funny thing is the 8 to 10 guy with the shirt on looks like a wimp.
Well, depending on how big they are.
Right.
Like we were talking about your CrossFit team, like, the wrestler guy is always,
Sure, he looks super skinny.
They look small.
Small.
Because they're not massively huge
Right.
size-wise. But they can be super ripped and lean and look amazingly fit with their shirt off.
And proportionate.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's, it's all what your goal is. So let's talk about, now that we kind of have the basics laid out, talk to me about your strategy. Now that you're doing this, the clock has started, we've been measured. What's your strategy? Because obviously what you've been doing the last few months, you crept up, right? And same with me.
Right.
We both crept up. So what are you going to alter, knowing all the knowledge you have? What are you going to alter? What's your strategy going to be?
For me, it's going to be not such a complete free-for-all in the kitchen, knowing that I'm burning 2,500 extra calories a day. So
because
I'm not even going to. So I'm.
Well, let me interrupt you though, because I know you burn a shit ton of calories every day.
Yep.
Or every week. Let's just say weekly, because of your massive amounts of activity, but yet still you crept up. So how did you?
See, that's where this
gets, based on that level of activity, you should be 8 to 10% guy.
But that's where this gets. But I was never in a deficit, ever.
Okay.
But I was when I was going down, and I was burning 2,500 calories on top of my metabolic rate, which was 2,500 calories. That's 5,000 calories. Maybe I was eating that much because for a while I knew exactly where I was, and that's when I crept down to like 222, 221, because I knew exactly what I was doing and I was getting lean. But then I just got lazy.
Right, tracking.
I stopped tracking.
The tracking is.
I stopped tracking, and I'm like, dude, I just did 2 workouts, and this is what everyone needs to pay attention to. Here's the part here is I don't want to be so sanctimonious about this though, because I did fuck with this the last like 10 days.
Right.
But because I wouldn't, if I would have just kept on what I was doing before you laid down this gauntlet, I wouldn't be 229.
Right. You wouldn't have padded the numbers as much.
Exactly. So, but anyways, the point is, I'm like, holy shit, I did zone 2 this morning for 90 minutes. And then I went to CrossFit tonight, and according to my watch, I burned like 2,500 extra calories today on top of my basal rate. I'm done tracking.
Right.
Fuck tracking.
So you're like,
I can eat whatever I want.
There's no way I can ever
overeat
on this with this amount of activity.
And I was right, but I was still in maintenance, even though
You weren't in a deficit.
right.
I think the lesson here is your brain will always talk you into that. You can eat a
You're
little bit.
under.
You can eat a little
You're
more. You're
under.
under.
Yep.
Your brain will always skew it down.
Yep.
That's the lesson. So I think unless you're tracking and you know,
Yep.
first of all, what you're burning every day, and then what you're actually eating every day, I think that the tracking piece is why people are successful or
And
not.
I don't want people to, and here's where I'm being so apprehensive in how I frame what my strategy is, because I don't want people to listen to the show and say, oh, that's, kick ass, that's what I'm going to do.
No, this
Because I don't
isn't-
want people getting obsessed, because part of my strategy now.
It's not prescriptive because everybody's different. Yeah.
Exactly. But part of my strategy is tracking meticulously and daily, sometimes twice a day, weigh-ins.
I love when your buddy, when you were like, I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings, he's like, did you track that blue cheese?
Right. Yeah. Nope. Usually no.
Right.
Nope. And I got 3 extra ones.
You gotta though, because those calories contribute.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You change your activity, or do you feel like your activity levels are already
No.
crazy high?
No, they're crazy low because of it's just that's why I feel sorry for you. The last 10 days have been a perfect storm. I had the marathon, so I got hurt. Didn't do fuck all after the marathon.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm still hurt, but I got this CrossFit competition up. Didn't do fuck all leading up to that. But I still ate.
Right. So you were definitely over consuming.
Way over consuming and
Right.
kind of, sinking into, because we're human.
Yep.
It's sinking into a little bit of a depression and comforting with food. But CrossFit's coming back after this week, so I'm going to ramp back up. And then all of a sudden you go, we should do a challenge. I'm like, perfect timing.
Exactly.
Perfect
I
timing.
could smell it on you.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, as far as my strategy is, my CrossFit training is going to ramp up significantly now, like 2-a-days and hard ass 2-a-days. And then I'm going to be eating, I'm not going to cut many calories, to be honest, but I'm going to be
For you,
super clean.
Yeah. For you, it's like it's a very fine. See here, and here's the problem. Like that's why we're not doing just a weight loss challenge, because you could just go, fuck it, I'm not going to eat. But then, your
Dude, I
hormones-
lost 13 pounds doing a 48-hour fast.
Right. Exactly. And if you just kept that up, I mean, you could plummet your weight, but then you'd also lose lean muscle.
Right. And I
So-
can't because I'm training for something.
Exactly.
So I still have to train.
Plus, that's not what we want.
No.
Neither one of
It's
us wants
not
to drop
healthy.
any muscle. We're
No.
trying to
too-
at most maintain that.
It's too hard earned.
Exactly.
It's too hard to get muscle.
And that's why it's the body fat percentage is the key. So, yeah, that's this is tricky though. Like you said, you could just go balls out, but that doesn't work because you have this is a marathon. You have to.
Yeah, it's
make
100 days. If we go
minor
to
adjustments.
You said February 1st. I put in the 4th, which is first is the 2nd. Friday is the 4th.
Okay,
So it's better to end on the end of the week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So I did the 4th. That's 99 days from
Okay,
today.
right, exactly. So which is 100 days from yesterday,
Yep.
which is when we got weighed
Yep.
or measured.
Right when we started. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think that's perfect. But yeah, you can't go just reckless abandon balls out into this. Yeah, it's got to be strategigic.
It does.
That's the trick because
Yep.
we're both the kind of guys like, fuck, okay, fine. If I'm gonna win, I won't eat. Well, that's not gonna work.
No, and part of to emphasize what you're trying to say is I'm not going to do anything different except maybe consciously, because I know we're doing this, be a little stricter with the food. But as far as training and for majority of the cleanliness of the food, I was going to do it anyways.
Right. Yeah.
So
And this is going to be a lesson when this is all over, because the difference, like you said, when you took your picture of the maintenance calories versus the deficit, it wasn't that much of a difference.
No.
So this is fine tuning because you have to eat enough to maintain all your body processes and, maintain the muscle mass and everything and maintain your activity level, but you can't overeat. So,
right. So to your point, every night, my favorite is I take a huge bowl.
The Oikos 000.
Yep.
That stuff's good, by the way. I got some.
You did?
Yep.
I eat that with berries, strawberries, blueberries, and then this like trail mix with peanuts, pecans, cashews, M&Ms
See.
from Costco. And I grab a huge handful of that and I mix it in there with that. And then
I can't.
some chocolate chips.
Oh, God.
And that bowl, when I take it off the counter, I go like this. That bowl weighs 8 pounds, I swear to God.
It counts as a curdle lifting the bowl.
And Mel's like, well, so what are you going to do to make these drastic changes? Not eat that at night. Just cut that.
That right
it.
there, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of calories.
Almost
Plus-
1,000 for
plus,
sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. Plus eating it so late, interfering with the
Yep.
metabolic processes.
So I get rid of my favorite
insulin
thing.
spiking.
I just
all
dump that.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think for me, I'm just talking about my strategy a little bit. So for me, I have to start doing some cardio because I never do cardio.
Yeah, I got to tell that story when
Oh, God.
I got to tell the story when Dr. Gamar said, so what do you guys, for working out, what do you guys do? And you said, oh, I like to do that. And he goes, well, how about cardio? And you just went, and
I
you
said,
went,
I don't like that.
You went like this and kind of turned away. And you didn't see his face when he looked at me and went, as if to say, good luck.
This idiot.
Good luck, buddy. No cardio and a physique challenge.
Yep. Well, I was saying I hadn't been doing any previously.
Right,
That's
right,
what I meant.
right.
Was I was resigned to the fact that I was going to have to start doing some.
Sure. And the good news for you is once you start doing it, you're going to see all sorts of different physiological changes.
Yeah, which I haven't seen.
Right.
Because all my stuff's just been pure resistance training.
Yep.
But the fact that if I'm winded at the end of my 50 push-ups is probably not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
You
you get winded doing anabolic. That's
I need to get my cardio up. So
Yeah.
I know that that's a weakness. So for me, I'm going to have to add in some cardio.
Yep.
I got my rower. I'm going to have to use that. I don't know, maybe some running or something. I don't know. I got to think about it. I'm going to keep up my normal every other day workouts and my normal push-ups and chin-ups to failure every day. I'm definitely going to keep all that and then add in cardio. But for me, I think it's going to be 80% on the nutrition side, what goes in my mouth. For me, if I like when you're describing the bowl of stuff, I'm like, oh, I can't go near that because that is a prescription for overeating.
Oh yeah.
And doing it late at night.
Yep.
So for me, I think I'm gonna go back to strict OMAD and pretty much, all animales.
Oh, I didn't even see that shirt.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot of this, a little bit of that, and a lot of that too. And I'm gonna try to do the Ted Naiman because normally I'd eat a ton of beef, right?
Right.
I think I'm gonna try to lean it out a little, and keep the protein higher on the emphasis than the fat. So that's a switch for me.
But
because
that's the fun part because then that suffers when you start not feeding your workouts and you're just getting focused on the.
Here's what I think. I might have to add in some like broccoli or asparagus or something. Get some
I do starches.
What's that?
I do starches for you.
See, but starches are for me are a big trigger though.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, maybe sweet potatoes or something, but
Plain sweet potatoes with just a sprinkle of cinnamon.
yeah,
Hardly, and there's not the glycemic load of you want to
just potatoes in general. As long as you don't make them too freaking good.
Well, no, you boil them first,
Right.
Then bake them.
Yep.
You cut the glycemic load in half.
Yeah. And you don't want to make them too good because if you make them too good, then you overeat. You want to be halfway through and go, all right, that's enough of that.
You make them too good by adding fat.
Exactly. Frying them in butter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sour cream and cheese.
I watched a couple of YouTube videos and I saw one guy, he chops up, he boils a potato, gets it kind of soft, then he chops it up and he just fries it in some type, I forget what exactly, some type of super light spray or whatever. And then he puts some like
avocado spray. That's what I use.
seasoned salt on it or whatever. And that's it.
Dude, take that same thing, cube them, boil them, soften them up a little bit, plus reduce the glycemic load. Cube them into.
Does boiling do that?
Yep. Boiling does it.
Really?
And then once you boil them and reduce their load and soften them up, cut them into cubes, then put them in the air fryer. And then just spray them with avocado oil.
I don't have one of those air fryers. Are they the shiz?
Oh, yeah. the best thing for it. We shouldn't be talking about this because what we're about to,
Making us
what
hungry.
we're embarking on. But the best thing the air fryer is for is bar food leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
The pizza, the chicken wings,
Chicken
or the
strips or
mozzarella
whatever,
strip,
yeah. Oh,
mozzarella
yeah.
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way to microwave those and have them turn out good.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I need to get one.
Yeah, they're good.
I've heard a lot of, in the carnivore groups, a lot of people make steaks in them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, which is like, seems kind of crazy, but they say it's like, turns out the best they've ever
You can
made.
make anything in them.
And then it doesn't require you putting them any butter or stuff on it. So that, keeps it, keeps your calories down. Because me, I'm like slop a bunch of butter in the pan first thing. And then, keep adding butter as needed.
Right. And the cool part is the time thing where you can take a big, huge chicken breast, just rock hard from the freezer, throw it in there, turn it all the way to like 30 minutes, and just walk away.
Really?
And it'll come back and it'll be crisp and juicy.
Wow. Does it know, like, do you have to know?
Some are smart. Ours isn't.
So you just have to know, like, about how long it's going to take.
We just have to. I just set it, if it's frozen, I set it to 25, 30.
Okay.
And then when it goes bing, I just open it up and put the thermometer in it.
Oh, right. See, I need to get one of those. So my strategy is I think I got to not eat at night. I got to let my body freaking
Just go to bed.
Yeah.
It's hard when you're OMAD, though.
Here's the other thing. My sleep sucks. Okay. I'm going to bed at 1, getting up at 6, I'm getting like 5 hours.
Yeah, yuck.
In order for your body to work on those processes that it needs, I got to get more hours a night. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try to get 7, which is tough because I'm super freaking busy.
It's easier to not eat.
Yeah.
If you're sleeping.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I don't have a problem with the OMAD or and I think I will do some periodic fasting, but never more than 48 hours, I don't think. Because I haven't ever really seen a benefit. But I can do 48 hours pretty easily, and I've done that a bunch. Mm-hmm. And I usually see I feel great at the end of it. But I've done one 3-day one, and I started to felt a little Biden-y. I was a little bit like, where am I?
Cloudy, yeah.
I was just like I didn't feel, I achieved full spiritual creaminess and then went a little past.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't know. So
I
think 48 hours is a good amount.
I don't.
But that comes at a cost, though.
Yeah.
So athletically,
train.
definitely,
and that's
comes
why I
as a
can't
cost.
do it.
Right.
I mean, because
I don't think you need to.
This will be fun, and it'll be if I lose, I lose, whatever. But
That's
I
right.
can't.
Start admitting it
I'm not
already.
going to jeopardize.
Well, I don't think you need
trying
to.
to do a big picture.
I don't think you need to. For me, fasting is it's almost like a hack. It's a way that I can, basically it's just because I'm a fucking overeater.
Right.
So that for me, there's plenty on me that my body can consume to fuel these activities. So I don't think you need to do it at the level of activity you have. You just got to dial down your calories
just
10%.
Just that bowl.
Right. And you're probably in a deficit, and then it's just consistency, sticking to it.
Yep.
And that's going to be the trick for both of us, honestly, because,
part of it too is when I make my little bowl of joy.
Yeah.
I'm not bored.
Oh no.
I'm hungry when I make it.
Right. But that's also freaking tasty as hell.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yep.
If you were under in calories for the day and you needed to make up 1,000 calories, and I handed you that bowl versus a boiled potato, you're not going to overeat.
But I'm not going to make up 1,000 either. Just the potato.
Right. You're not going to get there. It's going to help you maintain that deficit.
Right.
So that's a true judge of hunger, right? Would you eat this boiled potato right now versus this bowl of goodness,
that's
deliciousness?
The true judge of hunger is displayed daily with kids.
Right.
There's nothing to eat. Fuck, there's not.
Right. Here, eat this potato.
Kitchen's full.
I don't want it.
Right.
Then you're not hungry.
Right.
I've had that conversation so many times. My daughter, okay, just a quick story on that exact topic. My wife made these pigs in a blanket, right? Hot dogs with croissants wrapped around them.
Yeah.
My daughter's like, I'm hungry, okay, but I don't like hot dogs. And then she starts eating the croissant from around the hot dog. I mean, she just wanted the croissant.
You're like, blasphemy. You're eating the wrong part.
I get it, because that's the delicious, hyper palatable part.
So is the hot dog.
Well, Yeah. I mean, I think hot dogs are yummy, but
Right.
so sue me. But, but she wasn't, she was
You
just,
don't like hot dog?
oh, I do love hot dogs. No, yeah, I do. But, she was just manipulating us to,
Sure.
she wasn't truly, they're not truly hungry, like you said. They just wanted to eat the croissant only.
Yeah, the cake.
Right?
Croissant might as well be cake.
Yeah, exactly. Especially those ones that come in the little tube that pops, Yeah, those are though. I mean, I'm not touching. For me, it's I got to stay away from carbs. The only like carbs I'm going to eat are going to be like if whatever happens to be in vegetables. I'm not going to go full carnivore. I think I'm going to go mostly like
Okay, that's good.
80%
I was
animal
wondering about
based
that, yeah.
with and the reason why is because I can get the satiety. If I eat a steak with some asparagus, there's more satiety there.
Sure.
So then, it helps me stay full longer without triggering the overeating demon. Because I don't love asparagus or broccoli or anything, so I'll just eat it and I'll be like, okay,
Right.
I'm
fair.
I'm done now.
Yeah.
But I also get the benefits of a lot more mass with less calories.
The volume.
The volume, yeah. Because I was watching a couple videos on this topic, just to see like what people are doing, like what's the strategy.
Yep.
And as much as I love the full on carnivore approach, almost everybody that was doing this successfully was eating a crap ton of vegetables with lean meats.
Volume.
Yeah.
Protein.
Protein. They'd emphasize the protein, but then they'd have lots of vegetables with it. Because like you said, when you make your giant bowl of vegetables and peppers and whatever with some chicken breast,
tired at the end.
Right.
From chewing so much.
that's a lot of freaking volume.
Yep.
It's almost impossible to, overeat that. Because
That's why.
the calorie count in that is so low.
Yep. That's why,
But if I eat ribeyes, calories high.
oh, way high.
You can be on carnivore. Let's, make this clear. You can be carnivore and you can gain weight.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, it's hard to do because you'd have to eat a lot, but it can be done.
It's hard to do because you'd have to, let's face it, you'd have to eat when you're not hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Which, if you're eating a delicious fatty ribeye, you can do.
Right.
It's not a boiled potato.
Right.
So
That's true.
So that's my strategy. I think is going to be just completely cut out carbs, except for whatever happens to be in vegetables. So I'm kind of doing more of a meat heavy keto.
Sure.
That's kind of my approach is.
Yep.
No snacking. Like just slap the hand. Don't do it. Just
Yep.
and if I eat 1 or 2 meals a day, whatever, I'm not sure what I'll do on that. I'm going to kind of follow my gut, pardon the pun, but I'm definitely not going to eat after supper. To me, that's a danger zone.
Really?
So it's way easier just to go, all right, 6 o'clock. Like after this, I'm pretty hungry because I haven't eaten since I've done a 24-hour.
Yeah, and I still have to go to CrossFit, and I still have to eat. So
Right. I'll probably eat some meat, maybe some eggs, maybe some chicken breasts. I think I'm gonna get some salmon too.
yes.
Get some nice, fish. Because it's low calorie, high protein.
Yep.
I'm going, lean and Ted Naiman-y PE diet. I think that's going to be
It works.
my path.
It definitely works. I'm going to lean towards, I don't care. I mean, honestly, I put in enough work for extra training wise that I don't have to worry about it. But that evening meal, the dinner meal, a huge strategy for me is to push that meal as late as I can.
Oh, right,
Because I fucking hate going to bed hungry.
right.
Hate
So
it.
that way you can still be satiated up till bedtime.
Well, yeah. And then instead of I'm starving when I get home from work or CrossFit or wherever at 6, 7 o'clock and then scarfing a bunch of food. And then 9 o'clock, I'm like, looking for that,
Give me that bowl.
Yeah. So instead of just having that big, huge bowl of plants with a bunch of chicken breast at 6:37, I'm having it at 8.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, why not?
It's still just math.
Yep. Exactly. It's the same amount of calories in a day,
Right.
but then allows you to skip that bowl of yogurt and M&Ms and stuff.
Makes it easier too.
Easier. Yeah,
Right.
easier. Yeah, I mean,
And it makes it easier to fast. Because when
Right.
you eat like that right before bed, you wake up in the morning and you're just like, no, I'm good.
yeah. Well, a big part of this too is mental. It's trying to stay on track mentally.
Rep. For
Because-
me, it's never, ever, ever staying on track mentally when it's just me. And head down, eye on the prize. That's easy.
Right.
It's when, hey, let's go to the football game.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
that's the shit that just rips me apart.
That's tough. Yeah.
And hey, let's get around the beers.
Well,
And I'm just over there going,
and we're going into, Halloween. So like in 4 days, well, not you, but my kids are going to come back with 37 pounds of
oh
candy.
yeah, I'm not gonna miss that.
We're going to have it in the house because of giving it away. So there's going to be a giant bowl of freaking mini Snickers.
Oh, that's why you just get shitty food. Just get shitty candy.
Or do like the vegan did, put broccoli out.
Right.
Only take one.
For me, it's the Almond Joys.
Oh, God.
And you remember the holiday days that I used to list off?
Well,
remember, I listed Halloween.
Yeah, well, we got that. We got Thanksgiving coming up next month. We got Christmas. I mean, this is going to be.
But then Thanksgiving to Christmas, that stretch
Yep.
is like riddled with shit in between it.
Right. Holiday parties, get-togethers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people buying eggnog.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Oh, I know. So the trick is, how can you now? I've been of both minds for holidays and celebrations and stuff. I've been the hardcore guy, or I've been at the family gathering, and they're looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" Because I'll just have like a piece of ham on my plate, and everything they hand me, I'm just passing it by.
Right.
And then I've been the guy that ate everything on the table twice. So and that's just because I'm not good at the moderation piece.
Yeah, I mean,
so I wish I could just be the ham, a little teeny bit of potato, a reasonable amount, my caloric amount for the day in whatever those foods are.
But you know what?
It's freaking hard though.
I agree.
That's where the mental piece comes in.
What's easier for me is when people say, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" I love that. That just makes me double down and go,
right.
I'm not going to eat like you.
Because you're kind of a contrarian. You like the fight.
Right.
Yeah. So you're like, almost like, bring it on. Let's have the debate.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? I almost reached for the fucking pumpkin pie until you said that.
Right.
Now I'm just going to have another piece of ham.
Just to spite you.
Right.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I have no problem discussing it. Like, cause I don't drink. So every place I've ever been, people hand me a beer. Oh, I don't drink. Oh, so I've had to have that talk like a million times about justifying why I don't.
Remember the Jim Gaffigan bit? Why do you always have to explain to people, I don't drink? You don't drink? Why is it only drinking that you have to do that with?
Right.
You don't like mayonnaise? Are you addicted to mayonnaise?
That's good. But yeah, so I have no problem having the debate with someone or just confidently stating, oh, I'm just, I'm trying to beat this asshole at a cutting challenge.
Right.
So get off my dick.
Right. Yeah, right.
Get off my dick with the apple pie, lady.
Just trying to win.
But I'm your grandma. Why are you so mean?
You know what's going to be a huge advantage for you now too, because you've worked so hard this last year, is the weight's going to come off when you have muscle mass.
Yeah. I think it gives me a little bit more of a running start.
Yep.
I'm starting with more lean muscle mass than I had a year ago.
Yep.
For sure.
Because I cut the...
Which burns more at rest.
Exactly.
So, I mean, my metabolic rate, the basal metabolic rate,
Yep.
calories burned while you're just at rest, has got to definitely be higher than it was a year ago.
But
But you have that going for you in spades, though, because you've been working out 10 times longer than me. So, so I'd say that's it's a disadvantage, actually. If I was going against a regular... Well, actually, you know what? If I was going against a true fatty, like that didn't work out at all, I don't know if that'd be easier or harder.
It'd be easier because they'd plateau.
Well, and maybe just give up, yeah.
They'd plateau because they don't have the lean muscle mass to keep burning through those sticky points.
What worries me is not worries me, but what makes this a good challenge is I know that you're hardcore.
Right.
You do not want to lose. And just for your own benefit, even if it was just to challenge yourself, you'd want to do this. So, there's a little bit of Goggins in you.
Right. I'm not going to run till my feet bleed, but... Well, maybe.
and I got 1% Goggins in me too when it's competing against someone else. The problem is I have a hard time motivating myself.
Right.
So that's kind of why I did this. It's because I need somebody like nipping at my heels going, come on, I'm right on your ass. Yep. So I think that's the fun part of this.
Well, and the cool part is that one of us has to lose. But at the end, did we?
Well, unless you just say fuck it and you end up somewhere
Well, right.
lower on the
Yep.
chart.
Get hurt again. You never know. I could blow this Achilles. And then end up.
If one of us is a higher percentage of body fat at the next weigh-in, that's going to be.
That person automatically wins.
That's the ultimate troll.
It is.
Guess what? I'm 30% now. How do you like me?
And I ain't honoring your fucking bet either. Pass the gravy.
No shit. All right. Well.
Oh, forgot to tell everybody that they can do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to join in with us if you want. So
We're going to post some, I'll post some stuff later on details on how this is going to actually look for the general population to join in. And it's going to be a small entry fee, thinking $20-25. And I'm thinking, unless I'm wrong and we think of something else to do, if we get some feedback from the people that want to join in, I'm thinking winner take all.
both of them.
Both of them. So you could be $40 richer. Well, actually 20 because you just get your other 20 back. But yeah, $20-25, winner take all.
I like that.
And then we decide.
Right.
Nobody has to go to the in-body.
Oh,
You
that
just
would,
have to take it before and after.
Yep. Got to do that.
And we'll vote.
Yeah, because I think, a skilled eye can judge this.
100%. I was
based on
just talking
visually.
to Jake. I
Yep.
was talking to Jake today, and the guys that do I call it the triple chin sad face. And just the push out.
Yep.
I can fucking smell that a mile away.
Oh, yeah. Well, and like Greg just said, I know he's a super annoying voice bodybuilder guy from Canada, but he's a master at this. Like
Sure.
people send him videos or pictures of people and he'll like just 5.8, 11 point. He's like, boom, right in the nuts
Right.
with, being able to, just because he's been obsessed with it for 20 years.
Right.
So yeah, I think visually you can totally assess someone as long as you have good pictures where they're not sucking everything in and, just
Right.
super flexing and whatever.
And the picture of me, you could have done that. I could have done that. But that's not how you win.
Well, we don't want to be, I don't want to skew the results.
No.
I want to see I want to try to show up in February and take the same picture with the same amount of
right.
tension
But
and
you can
see a
suck
reduction.
in all you want.
Yeah.
But like in my picture, you can't suck that in.
No. Yeah.
I mean, that's nowhere to hide.
No. Stick that caliper on and that shit's going to get pinched.
Right.
Good stuff. All right. So yeah, feel free to join in, people. Even if it's not a money thing or whatever, just if you want to just piggyback on us and do the 100-day cutting challenge, let us know in the comments where you're at if you know.
But as they say in Vegas, everything's more interested with money on the line.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Well, let's wrap it up there.
Sounds good.
Send us emails, info@fitandfurious.com. Watch on YouTube for maximum visual impact. You gotta see these pictures, guys. I mean, this is, and Dewey getting dunked. It's lots of fun. Check us out anywhere audio podcasts are found: Apple, Spotify, Google, etc. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. We had a comment on one of our YouTube videos, and he said, "I can't believe you guys don't have more subs. You guys are awesome." I said, "Yeah,
Tell your friends.
exactly. We can't believe it either." So subscribe on YouTube and audio-wise. We really appreciate it. All right, guys, make sure if you want to support the show and get awesome shirts like this exact shirt, the real food pyramid with cow, pig, and chicken on it, go to furiousmerch.com. You can buy one of these bad boys for yourself.
And it's nice. I mean,
It
it's
is.
good quality.
Yeah,
it's
this is
not like
straight off Amazon. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they print them to order. So
Yeah.
I just submit the design and you get nice
It's a nice
shirts,
looking
all
shirt,
kinds
though.
of colors. And yeah,
I've done the print to design Amazon stuff, and it's pretty.
this is good quality.
pretty crappy. That's really nice.
Yep. So check them out there, furiousmerch.com, and we will see you next week.